The Washington Wizards decided to go into a rebuild when they traded away Bradley Beal in the 2023 offseason. They started off their rebuild last year. They were really bad, and they ended up getting Bub Carrington, Alex Sarr, and Keyshawn George in the 2024 NBA draft. They traded away Denny of Dion last summer. Was a little bit of a surprise, but it's looking right now they potentially sold high on him. And with Bilal Coulibaly, their top 10 pick from 2023, having a breakout campaign this year, the Wizards have one of the more exciting young futures in the league. So what is going on, everybody? How is everybody doing today? We are going to be rebuilding the Washington Wizards. The Wizards were my first franchise team here in NBA 2K25, so this is my first official rebuild with them. And I'm excited to see how this team is going to look over the course of this season. Start today, of course, still isn't updated in 2K. We're almost 4 weeks into the NBA season. Jordan Poole making a lot of money, but he is having somewhat of a better year 2 in Washington than a year 1. Jonas Valanciunas was signed to hopefully be a mentor for Alex Sarr, but ultimately be a trade asset come February's deadline. Bilal Coulibaly is taking a step this year like we're seeing on the court in real life, and we're going to hope that he could be our top guy. He's 6'8", and he could be a versatile two-way player in this league. Kyle Kuzma hopefully could just be a consistent shooter throughout the first half of the season, and we could either trade him at the deadline or at least in next year's offseason. Malcolm Brogdon was included in that Denny of Dia trade as well, and if he plays well enough, he's going to get traded. Also, don't mind extending him on a lower AAV, where he's making maybe 12 million, 13 million, because then that contract could be a little bit easier to trade than 22 million. And that could happen on draft night or in the offseason. We are going to be prioritizing Alex Sarr's development a ton in this video. I don't know if he's going to end up being the 4 or the 5. Either way, though, we're going to have to be patient with him because he's not going to be efficient to start off his campaign as a Wizard. And then Corey Kispert just got an extension in the offseason. Great role player, good shooter. We got Marvin Bagley, Sadiq Bey. Could also be some traded veterans at the deadline as well. Bub Carrington and Keyshawn George, 2 guys we're going to invest a lot into this season. They were first-round picks in the 2024 draft. And unfortunately, Johnny Davis, I think, is officially a bust. And it's a shame we got to give up on Johnny Davis, but I think I'd rather just see like Tristan Vukcevic get some minutes, which actually may not even happen. Yeah, they got Rashawn Holmes as well still on this team. They traded for him last year, but I don't think he's going to play for us. Marvin Bagley's not going to get a ton of minutes. Sadiq Bey is really here just to get that trade value up. So I definitely plan on making a lot of trades at the deadline. This is definitely going to be a seller's market. It's kind of been a seller's market at the deadline in the NBA for the last couple of seasons. So we're not going to be good then. We want to obviously just get a nice draft pick for the 2025 draft where we can get maybe a franchise changing player. That could be a nice complementary piece to Bilal Coulibaly. And we are going to be making our first trade. It's going to be in division. The Magic are looking to get some more shooting and offense, and they want to get off of Isaac's new extension. He has not been good offensively. We know how good he could be defensively, and him and Alex Sarr in the front court defensively could be kind of fun. And it's a bad contract. If you're going to be shooting 26% from 3, that is a bad contract, but we are willing to take on bad contracts right now. We are also going to get a valuable swap best with Phoenix and Orlando in 2026, and we are going to be giving them Kyle Kuzma, who's having a little bit down of a shooting year, but I think they're willing to take on that risk of him. I mean, he's going to have 2 years after this year and think he can provide better value than Isaac. And they offered this trade to me, so I'm going to accept this offer, and we're going to make an in-division trade. So yeah, we are not great this year as expected. We are 8-24. We have the 2nd worst record in the NBA. I wish Bilal was a little bit better, but he has been efficient, so I don't mind him averaging just 12 points a night. Malcolm Brogdon is averaging 12 points, shooting 36% from 3. There's Jordan Poole, who hasn't been maybe as good of a shooter. So guys that are definitely going to get traded, I would say Jonas Valanciunas is a guarantee. Sadiq Bey's contract will be easy to move. I wish he was a little bit better of a shooter, though he's not really helping out my case. So, I mean, we could carry that into the offseason. I think Marvin Bagley we can move. And we are going to be doing this trade as well. Maybe Memphis is a little skeptical about Zach Edey in the playoffs, so they're going to be getting Jonas Valanciunas, who's probably an upgrade over Brandon Clark due to his kind of not maybe the best performance he's been since he's come back from the injury, because that has affected his play, I would say, a little bit. We're getting Marcus Smart, and we got to take on his contract, and he has been horrible. So, like, we're getting Jonathan Isaac and Marcus Smart this year, who are great defenders, but they are putrid offensive players right now. But we're getting a first-round pick from Memphis in 2029 for taking on $41 million of Marcus Smart. So we are going to accept this offer. We do have to include a trade exception, but we are getting some draft capital. And who knows, maybe we turn around Isaac and Smart's careers, and then we could flip them eventually. And Malcolm Brogdon is going to pay some dividends. He's going to go back to the team that drafted him, the team that he won Rookie of the Year with back in 2017. He's having a good season for us, but we are going to be able to get a future first-round pick. And Brook Lopez, who we're just going to cut. He could sign with a contender. We're going to buy him out. And we're going to also include Golden State's 2025 second in this deal as well. But we're picking up a third first round pick this season. So it's actually kind of incredible the defenders we got in Marcus Smart, Brook Lopez, and Jonathan Isaac, which maybe I'm not opposed. Like, Brook Lopez could be a great mentor for Alex Sarr. And lastly, we are going to make one more trade. Marvin Bagley's having a nice offensive season. We're going to be taking on Maxi Kleber's contract for the next 2 years, and we're getting a swap worst between OKC and Dallas in 2028. That's probably going to be a bottom 5 pick in the draft, but either way, we're picking up a 4th first round pick this season. We are completely selling, but honestly, I still like our rotation. We have some good veterans, and this is going to be the rotation for the rest of the season. Bub Carrington, Corey Kispert in the backcourt. Won't be great defensively, but hopefully Bub can continue to develop offensively. Kispert, Bilal, Alex Sarr at the 4. We're going to have Brook Lopez at the 5. Why not? Marcus Smart, Keyshawn George, Jordan Poole, Jonathan Isaac, and Saddiq Bey coming off the bench. I know he's probably not the greatest mentor right now in Jordan Poole, but he's going to mentor Bub Carrington for the rest of the year now that Malcolm Brogdon is no longer here. We're going to have Jonathan Isaac mentor Bilal just to help him out even more defensively. I feel like Marcus Smart is the perfect mentor for Keyshawn George, who can hopefully be a great 3-and-D player for us. And lastly, we are going to have Brook Lopez mentor Alex Sarr. And Luka Doncic wins MVP this year with Alex Sarr winning Rookie of the Year. Now, I think in real life, maybe Bub probably has a better chance than Alex Sarr. I think it's like Reese Shea, Bub. Maybe you're going to get some Jalen Wells action and Zach Edey over there in Memphis. Here's All-NBA first team, All-NBA second team, and All-NBA third team. Obviously, no Washington Wizards. Hopefully, Bilal can maybe have like a complete breakout season next year. Alex Sarr and Bub Carrington and Keyshawn George all on all-rookie first team. Keyshawn George was pretty good, 37% from 3, 45% from the field, and he ends up averaging a lot of assists in this game. Like, he could be somebody that averages like 5-6 assists per night. Like, what if we play him at point guard at one point? Bub Carrington, 38% from 3. We love to see that. And outside the rookies this year, Bilal Coulibaly, he was better in a larger role in the second half, 47% from the field, 35% from 3. The points per game went up to 14.3. Expecting a big year 3 from him next year. Jordan Poole was really good. He's also an 86 overall. I mean, 48% from the field, 36 from 3, 86 from the line. I'm going to try to trade him in the offseason. It's just going to be tough because who wants to take on that contract? It's going to have 2 years remaining. Does it have 3 years remaining? It honestly may with the player option. Okay, it has 2 years remaining after this year, but it's going to be $60 million guaranteed, which is a lot to ask for. Corey Kispert shot 39% from 3 this season. Marcus Smart really wasn't much better with us, unfortunately. Brook Lopez was better offensively, at least. How was Jonathan Isaac? He was better. It still wasn't great. Saddiq Bey had a very disappointing season coming off the ACL tear. So Anthony Edwards and Jalen Brunson are your conference finals MVPs, and Julius Randle beats his old team, and Anthony Edwards gets finals MVP. So there goes LeBron, Chris Paul. Do we see Brook Lopez or any Wizards retire? We do not. Interesting. Okay, I really thought Maxi Kleber retired, which... wow, that saves me $11 million next year. I mean, I don't think we were going to use that in free agency, but now I can, which is great to see. Thank you, Maxi Kleber. Maybe he's going back to Germany or playing wherever he wants to going forward. So we have a big draft lottery upon us. Let's see if we can get some luck and end up getting Cooper Flagg to DC. All right, let's see where we end up. Don't be at number 6, and it is not going to be at number 6. All right, let's see. We have a top 5 pick at least. Hopefully, we can end up in the top 3. So the Jazz are picking number 5. Up 5 spots from last year when they took Cody Williams. Number 4, is it projected to be DC? Is it going to be DC? It is not, which means the Washington Wizards have a top 3 pick. The Hornets have number 4, up 2 spots from last year where they took Tijon Salon, and we are not picking at 3. That is going to be the Raptors. They would have had the 8th overall pick last year, but it went to San Antonio. So they're up 5 spots from last year, and the Wizards end up with number 2. It's never number 1. Number 1 is going to be the Philadelphia 76ers. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. And their pick is top 6 protected, so they are able to keep it. If it was outside of the top 6, it would have went to OKC. We don't own any other firsts right now, but since we got all those firsts at different parts of the season with the trades, I probably will plan on getting another first in this year's draft. I want to see how bad Philadelphia was. 35 and 47. They won 9 more games than us, but they got very lucky in the lottery, so they have a chance. They had Cooper Flagg to Embiid, Paul George, and Tyrese Maxey. That is unreal. That is unreal. So like I said, I would like to get another first round pick or 2 in this draft. I want to hold on to that Magic swap, but I think we could dip into the 2028 first, where we have 3 of them right now. So we are going to keep Brian Keefe as our head coach for now, at least throughout this rebuild. So the Nets have 4 first round picks. I'm sure they would like to defer some of these like to 2028. So I want to see if I can get the 18th overall pick from the Suns in exchange for not this swap worse with the Mavericks, because that could actually be good. Maybe the swap best with Philadelphia in 2028. That could have some good value. Would they do this straight up? They would want 2029. I don't want to trade 2 first for that. I don't really know if I have a player, unless you want Jordan Poole, which maybe they would want Jordan Poole now that Dennis Schroeder isn't going to be there, but Jordan Poole and Cam Thomas in your backcourt does not sound fun to watch if you're a player on that team. Not name those two guys because you're not getting the ball ever. So if it makes it get it done, I'll throw in Rashawn Holmes. They could take on his money and they can get another big man there. So they are going to agree to that trade. I think that's a little bit more fair than me giving up 2 future firsts for that first right now. And I'm going through teams. I don't know who would want Jordan Poole on his contract. Like the Nets would be a team, but they don't want to do that right now. Like, how desperate are the Lakers? I don't think this desperate to give up Reeves and Connect now that they don't have LeBron. They'd rather just have their money in free agency. I don't hate the Clippers idea now that James Harden's a free agent, but I don't think they'd want to give up Ivica Zubac, Kawhi. Like, I would probably have to take on Terrence Mann to get this done. And there you go in a different route from James Harden. You know what? This isn't the worst idea. Terrence Mann is kind of overpaid as well, and I don't think I'm getting a draft pick from them unless I can get picked 26 in Terrence Mann for Jordan Poole. They get somebody that is 26 years old, a very good offensive player. Defense, maybe not as good, but they have good defenders they could put around him. So I actually think this kind of makes sense. With Harden being a free agent and obviously he's a lot older than Jordan Poole as well. And I think they could still bring back James Harden because they have his bird rights. So yeah, Jordan Poole is now a Clipper. We do have 3 first-round picks again in this year's draft. Unfortunately, Cooper Flag, though, will not be a Wizard. So in my Wizards franchise, I ended up going with Ace Bailey. I'm going to take his teammate at Rutgers, Dylan Harper, who I think has playmaking potential to be a starting point guard in the NBA. Now, his 3-point shot could be consistent throughout the whole year at Rutgers, but I love his footwork. I love his ability to just to get downhill and get to the rim. Like, he's not the quickest guy out there, doesn't have the quickest first step, but man, can he blow by defenders with his decision-making and his ball handling ability. And either if he's the starter next to Carrington as the 1 or the 2, I like at least the upside of the backcourt next year. Ace Bailey to Toronto is a lot of fun as well. Nolan Traore to the Hornets at 4. They have LaMelo. I don't know if I love that. I wonder if they would play them side by side. They didn't take Scoot for that reason. And the Jazz are trading the 5th pick in Jordan Clarkson for Trae Young. Wow, Trae Young is now a Utah Jazz. And the Hawks take VJ Edgecombe. Okay. And the Blazers trade 6 and Jeremy Grant for Alperen Şengün and the Nets first and 26. What are you doing, Houston? They love getting, come on, while you're watching this. All the time they take them. And with the 18th overall pick, I'm going to take Mackenzie Mbako over at Indiana. And he has been a lot of fun to watch in real life. He looks like a dynamic scorer that also could be a plus player on the defensive side of the floor. So I'm going to look for somebody. He is a shooting guard it's listed at, but he's 6'8". He could definitely be more of a small forward wing. And with the 26th pick, I'm going to be taking Aaron Bradshaw, the big man out of Ohio State. He was at Kentucky last year. He just had a good game against Youngstown. And I think he does have good potential to be a good backup center in the league as a rim protector at least. So yeah, unfortunately, we didn't end up with Cooper Flag. I just never win the lottery. So we get Harper, Mbako, and we get Aaron Bradshaw. I just realized we just took 3 players from the Big Ten with Mbako at Indiana, Harper at Rutgers, and Bradshaw at Ohio State. So we're not bringing back Patrick Baldwin. We're not bringing back Anthony Gill, and we are definitely not bringing back Johnny Davis, unfortunately. Bilal, we are obviously picking up that option. Kyle Reed's a free agent. Middleton, Harden. Naz Reid would be fun here. I don't think I'd have the cap to bring him in, as we are only going to extend the qualifying offer to Vukcevic. And honestly, on a 1-year deal, I'm going to bring back Brook Lopez here to DC. He may not even be in the rotation, but could still be a good mentor for Alex Sarr. So we could look for another traditional point guard, but I think Carrington or Harper's going to start at the 1. Hopefully, Smart can recoup some trade value this year. Yeah, we have plenty of wings right now. Like Saddiq Bey, I don't know. I don't even know if Terrence Mann's going to crack the rotation, to be honest with you. I'm going to sign Delano Banton to a 2-year deal. I was also looking at Peyton Watson, but we just have so many wings right now. I don't know if that makes sense. Unless we really try to develop him, and Jonathan Isaac being a mentor for him can turn him into that Isaac role for a much cheaper price. So let's do it, man. Lopez, Banton, Watson. We get 2, 6, 7 guys. We get Brook Lopez back. I'm all for that being our free agency class. So we make those moves. I wonder if Harden is going back to the Clippers, or where is he going to sign? I'm not really sure, as Naz Reid goes to the Nets. And we are going to be trading Saddiq Bey to the Memphis Grizzlies for 2 future second-round picks. We're never going to play Saddiq Bey, and I don't think I was going to build up his trade value anymore because it was so bad. Like, he played really bad last year, and I don't think I was going to give him the playing time to build that up again. So we might as well just get him off the team now. And James Harden signed a 3-year extension to return to the Clippers. So they have Jordan Poole and James Harden in that backcourt. I love that. All right, so Bilal's up to an 83. Alex Sarr's up to an 83 as well. Then there's Carrington and Kispert going up. Marcus Smart does regress. Same with Brook Lopez. But I like what we have going for us right now. All right, so this is going to be the rotation this year. It's going to be Dylan Harper at the 1, Marcus Smart at the 2, Bilal 3, Sarr 4, and Brook Lopez starting at the 5, but he's not going to play a ton of minutes. Bub is still going to play a ton, 27 minutes a night more than Smart. I just like Smart starting next to Harper to help him out defensively a little bit, and Carrington can run that second unit. With Kispert, Keyshawn George, Jonathan Isaac, Peyton Watson for now. I think Mackenzie Mbako would be the first guy in, and then Terrence Mann, and then Delano Banton. I don't think Bradshaw or Vucevic see the floor until I potentially move Brook Lopez, or I think bench him towards the end of the year. So we start off the year against the San Antonio Spurs at home, and we pick up a win. Bilal Coulibaly with 28 points to start off year number 3. Alex Sarr 25 and 10 against Wemby. Oh yeah. And we beat the Cavs and start off 2-0. Oh my god, we held them to 86 points. Our defense is legit. I mean, we do have great defenders like Sarr, Isaac, Smart, Brook Lopez, Peyton Watson. I love our defense. Taking on the 3-0 Knicks, and we held them to 98 points. Just kind of like a look at the first start of the season, we could be a top 5 defense in the Eastern Conference so far. Yeah, we beat the Hawks. We held them to 95. Hornets are a good offensive team. 117 we allowed, but then we allowed 86 points to the Knicks. Our defense has been unreal to start off this season. Alex Sarr also has been great in year number 2, as well as Bilal. All right, so at the trade deadline, we are 18 and 32, which is fine. This was going to be, I think, another poor season for us, but we are not at the bottom of the Eastern Conference. That would be Brooklyn and Charlotte. The Jazz are pretty bad, same with the Suns and the Lakers, and we do have the Suns pick at the end of the year. That's why you make those trades, folks. So, Bilal Coulibaly shooting 37 from 3, 45% from the field. I wish he was better from the line, but it looks like he's been a good defender. 2.4 stocks a night, 5.2 rebounds. Dylan Harper. 3-point shot has been inconsistent, so is the field goal percentage, but that's the thing with rookie guards. We're giving him plenty of runtime. Alex Sarr is averaging a double-double. Dude just still can't hit a 3. Bob Carrington, I think, has been a very fun 6-man. I don't know if he's going to win the award, but he's been good off the bench. Same with Keyshawn George in a way. Marcus Smart, is he back? He just turned into a horrible 3-point shooter. Corey Kispert should probably be mentoring Marcus Smart, which is funny because Smart is 5 years older than Kispert. Isaac's been fine this year. I mean, obviously helps us out defensively, but not much offensively. So, yeah, Peyton Watson has been bad. I think we're going to make some changes to the rotation. I don't know if I'm going to trade or get anything for Brook Lopez because he does have a no-trade clause. And we are actually going to send him to the Denver Nuggets where he has a chance on getting one last ring. We're going to be taking on Zeke Naji's contract. Him and Peyton Watson are now going to be Washington Wizards. If anything, it could be $8 million that I can include in a trade. And we're getting Denver's second-round pick in 2030. For Lopez, who may retire at the end of the season. All right, so we're going to make some notable lineup changes here after the deadline. I'm not playing Marcus Smart. I may actually just buy him out and he can sign with a contender. I don't think I'm going to extend him, and he doesn't have much trade value out there. So I don't know. I think I'm going to go with Bradshaw over Vucevic right now. Zeke Naji's not going to play for us, at least for the remaining part of this season. So yeah, Isaac, he probably shouldn't even play either because we know what he is at this point, but he's going to get 10 minutes a night because he actually could be playing for us next year. Man's going to get 10 minutes a night, same with Banton and Bradshaw. Amabako is going to get 15 minutes. Keyshawn George is going to get, I think, like 23. Kispert's going to get 21. Sarr 32 is fine with me still. Watson 15. Coulibaly 35. And let's go 2 more to Bob Carrington, who's going to start at the 2. Next to Dylan Harper at the 1. Yeah, I want to see what I can get from these young guys. No point in playing like Marcus Smart or anybody like that anymore. And I know I'm sacrificing his bird rights by buying him out, but I don't think he's actually going to be on this team next year. So yeah, Marcus Smart could now sign with a contender. And Luka goes back-to-back with MVP awards. Cooper Flagg on the 76ers Rookie of the Year. We got to see how far they go now with Cooper Flagg to that big 3. Shout out to Scottie Pippen Jr. winning Most Improved, even though I don't really know if he was Most Improved. Jalen Brunson, Clutch Player of the Year. Jason Kidd, Coach of the Year. Here's All-NBA First Team with Jokic, Tyrese Halliburton on it. All-NBA Second Team with Jamal Murray. Wow, oh my God. Jamal Murray, welcome back. I feel like he should have won Most Improved Player this season, if we're being honest. And no insane surprises on third team. There's just 2 Sacramento Kings. Here's all defensive first team. Shout out to the 2023 draft class with the Sword Thompson and Wemby making it. Walker Kessler on it as well. Alex Sarr, all defensive second team in year 2. Nice to see that he's known to be a top 10 defender in the sport right now, as we did have Dylan Harper on all rookie first team, and we didn't get anybody on all rookie second team. So the Washington Wizards did not make the playoffs. The 76ers are just frauds, man. Why? Oh my God. They get Cooper Flagg. What is their starting 5? How do you go 37 and 45 with this? I think that's more on 2K, and you have Clint Capella coming off the bench. I would be furious. Oh my God, they have Ben Simmons. That's too funny. But they have Clint Capella, Mitchell Robinson, and Ben Simmons, and Andre Drummond. I mean, what is that bench dynamic? None of these guys can shoot whatsoever. I don't get that. I think you should have made a trade. How do they go 37 and 45? That is unreal. And yeah, we are not in the playing tournament this year, but we will get our first round pick. There's still a decent protection on it. But I'm excited about the future of this team going forward. I don't think Delano Banton is going to be in the rotation next year. I like for McKenzie, double M to be in it, but we'll see. We'll see like what's going on with Watson, who wasn't great this year, and Isaac. And Luka takes home MVP this year, now Western Conference Finals MVP, going up against Halliburton and the Pacers. And Luka completes the trifecta: MVP, Conference Finals MVP, and Finals MVP. And Drew Holiday is going to retire. James Harden got traded to the Kings. Whoa. I gotta see what trade that was. I mean, Draymond Green is now a Clipper, or he just retired as a Clipper. Also kind of interesting. It doesn't look like Brook Lopez retired, which is kind of insane that he has not retired yet. Can I look at the trades from this season still? Hopefully I can. Yes. So let's see. Malik Monk was traded for John Collins. Draymond Green was traded for James Harden. The Clippers did get a first out of it. Herb Jones was traded for Malcolm Brogdon. Okay. Caleb Martin for Mitchell Robinson. Shout out to the 2009 draft class getting 2 Hall of Famers in Curry and Harden, and Russ from 2008 gets in. Bunch of jersey retirements. And we are here with the draft lottery. I think it's going to say the Knicks get our first round pick, but we definitely get it. I think there would be like a top 12 protected stipulation on it. So we're going to be getting that pick, and then we're also going to get that Phoenix Suns first round pick. So give me some luck, 2K. Come on. All right. So we drop to 6 and then 7. Damn it. That kind of stinks. So we have 6 and 7 here in the 2026 draft. So we're going to miss out on Boozer, Peterson, or AJ Debanta unless we want to make a trade to go up. So who's got pick number 2? Because I don't really think we need AJ Debanta. Like, with the Spurs, I don't know, would they trade down? We would have to offer a lot to San Antonio. So I would want pick 2. I would give you 6, 7. I mean, I would give you 32, 35, 42 just off the rip. I mean, I feel like Corey Kispert would be a very nice trade piece because you can now get good floor spacing around Wemby, which could be something they would want. So say we just take out these seconds. So say we did 6, 7, and Kispert for 2. Is that too much? But I could land either AJ Debanta or Cameron Boozer. I think we do this trade. We got to consolidate some of these assets. And I know Corey Kispert is an OG, but I think this will be the right move long term. So let's see who the Blazers take with number 1. Don't take Cameron Boozer because then that changes things. And they are trading the pick. Oh my God, it's Charlotte for LaMelo Ball. What? And they do take AJ Debanta. Oh my God, we saw Trae Young get traded on draft night last year. And LaMelo Ball for the number 1 pick, which, I mean, I don't hate Debanta and Brandon Miller and Charlotte getting 2 elite 2-way wings, but wow, that is crazy. But no brainer here. I'm taking Cameron Boozer with the 2nd overall pick. So for the first time, we're going to move Sarr for the full season at the center position. He played a little bit then year 1 and year 2, kind of at the second half of the seasons. But yeah, we are going to see Cam Boozer be the 4 and Alex Sarr be the 5. And Darren Peterson goes 3 to the Pelicans, Caleb Wilson 4 to the Lakers, and 5 is Koa Pete. We are going to sign these 2nd round picks, AJ Robinson from St. Louis, Glenn Roberts, and Anton Kozlov. Koulibaly and Keyshawn George get the team options picked up. Like, why isn't... I'm confused. Like, why isn't Bub Carrington or Sarr's team options picked up there? I don't know. Are they, like, guaranteed picked up? I'm not really sure. Yeah, I don't know. That is really interesting. What if I wanted to decline those? I mean, we were able to get Cameron Boozer out of it, but this Jonathan Isaac contract is not a good one whatsoever. All right, I'm going to offer Dennis Schroeder a 2-year deal worth $30 million, but the 2nd year is going to have a team option to be the starting point guard for this team, which means Harper's going to be the 2. Carrington comes off the bench, but Schroeder isn't going to play a ton of minutes, but could be a nice veteran point guard for this team. As Luka Doncic is now replacing Steph Curry in Golden State, KD's replacing, I guess maybe Fox. Yeah, Fox in Sacramento, as Fox is now replacing KD in Phoenix. I mean, Fox and Devin Booker there is kind of fun. So Alex Sarr is an 86 overall. Dylan Harper is an 86 as well. Bilal's an 84. Schroeder's an 83. Carrington 81. Boozer's an 80. Then you have George, Watson, Banton, and Isaac. And then there's Mbako at a 76. I like this team we have. We actually may have to cut some guys before the season starts. Yeah, we do actually have to cut 3 people before the season starts. So I'm looking at Zeke Naji. He has 1 year left on his deal. He's 25 years old. I think I may rather see... He has a player option, though, so I'm going to have to pay that out, right? Damn it. All right, I was going to release him because I don't really know if I need 4 centers on this team. So I think we're going to have to release some of these 2nd round picks like Glenn Roberts, like Anton Kozlov. And then we either release AJ Robinson or we look to make a trade. And I'm going to trade Delano Banton for 2 future 2nd round picks. All right, so this is going to be the team: Schroeder, Harper, Bilal, Boozer, and Alex Sarr in the starting 5, with Carrington, George, Mbako, Vucevic, Isaac off the bench, and Terrence Mann as well. Isaac, he's not much of an offensive player. He's going to give us 8 good defensive minutes every night, so I'm going to play him over like Peyton Watson for now. System proficiency is 3.5 star balanced, and we'll see how we are going to perform this year. This is the 2027 draft where we just own our 1st round pick, which I think is like top 10 protected. If not, we got to give it to the Knicks. We start the season with a loss against the Spurs. All right, so Derek White is on the trade block right now. So is OG Anunoby and Josh Hart. I feel like those could be perfect additions to this team. So Derek White is owed $62 million over the next 2 seasons. I mean, Marcus Smart, former Celtics shooting guard, didn't work out for us, but I feel like we can right that wrong with Derek White. We'd hopefully bring an old buddy and Brook Lopez back, but you can see how bad some of these contracts are that we're going to try to give to them. It's the same duration as the White contract, but they would get some draft capital out of me. They would get this Thunder 1st round pick in 2028. They would get my 1st round pick. And we can honestly do this Bucks swap best with Boston in 2029. So let's actually just do 2 first before I offer a 3rd for Derek White. They are going to say no to this. Will they counter, though? They do not. So could I give them 3 lower tier first round picks for Derek White, who I think could be a winning caliber player for us? It's just such a good role player around some of our young guys. And they are going to actually say no to that. All right, I don't think it's worth giving up 4 first round picks. I don't know if I'd rather throw in, like, could I do Peyton Watson instead of Terrence Mann? I could. Does that get it done? It does not, but they would want AJ Robinson, and you'd give me Tristan Da Silva. I mean, sure. I guess so. I will, I'm fine with countering that. All right, so 3 first round picks, Jonathan Isaac, Peyton Watson, and AJ Robinson for Lopez, Da Silva, and Derek White. Why not? Now, I don't really know where I find these minutes for Tristan Da Silva. Like, he may not even crack the rotation because I want to see... McKenzie's been bad. Maybe he does play over McKenzie. Okay, that's fine. So, Schroeder's going to get 15 minutes. We'll probably go 15 to Da Silva, 23 to Keyshawn George, who's been really good for us off the bench. Bub Carrington has been solid as well, but I may lower his minutes a tad. Same with Alex Sars. Because I would like to go a decent amount of minutes to Derek White, at least 30 minutes right now, and then this will change come playoff time. Dylan Harper is averaging 6 assists, so I'm okay with him being the point guard, and this makes us 4-star balance. So Luka wins MVP in Golden State. AJ Debenta is your Rookie of the Year. Ian Jackson, 6th Man of the Year from UNC. Wemby's your Depoy. Nolan Traore is your Most Improved, and Ant is your Collect Player of the Year. Shout out to Darko Rajakovic winning Coach of the Year. All 5 players on All-NBA First Team are foreign, with Luka from Slovenia, Jokic from Serbia, Shea from Canada, I guess non-American, I should say, Giannis from Greece, and Wemby from France, which is really cool. And then All-NBA second team is everybody here from America. Yeah, that is pretty cool. Third team, everybody here is also from America as well. So you had like a foreign All-NBA first team, American All-NBA second team. Here is all defensive first team with no Alex Sarr, but he is on all defensive second team. Wow, he shot 35 from 3 this year, which is great. But imagine him and Cooper Flagg in the front court together defensively. That could have been unreal. Cameron Boozer, though, is also a nice front court player to have, though. He may even be a better prospect than Flagg, as we're going to see him at Duke as well. There's Bronny on all rookie second team. So the Wizards had their best year in this video so far. We finished the year as the 9th seed. We're going up against the Knicks in the first leg of the play-in tournament. We go 39-43. I don't know if trading for Derek White was a little premature. Like, maybe I could have traded for somebody that fit the timeline a little bit better. But for the playoffs, I don't think Da Silva is going to crack this rotation. I think Vucevic can get like 8 minutes a night. I like him as a backup center. I do. Schroeder, 15 minutes. Yeah, we're going to go, I think, 23 to Carrington and George. Let's go 35 to Sarr. Let's go 32 to Boozer. Let's go 37 to Bilal, who was good this year, and he's due for a nice payday this summer. Let's go 33 to Harper and 34 to Derek White. So, first leg of the play-in against the Knicks, going up against their starting 5 they have right now in real life, and then they've added Ben Simmons, Buddy Hield, to JT Toppin and Miles McBride. All right, so the first leg of the play-in tournament, we get off to an all right start. We're up 36-35. Bub Carrington knocking down some threes off the bench. You love to see that. We have a strong second quarter after getting outscored by 5 in the first. We have a really good third quarter, and we are going to advance to the second leg of the play-in. 22 points for Bilal, 16 for Derek White, 16, 10, and 5 for Boozer. And we're going to be taking on a Pacers team that I feel like is better than us, and they have really not made many changes over the course of this rebuild so far, as this is year number 3, and their first like 8 to 9 guys are the same they have in current day. So we are playing well here in the first half, but the third quarter wasn't great. We're up by 5 here with 2 minutes to go in the fourth, and we are actually going to be playing playoff basketball. Dylan Harper drops 29, 10, and 7. And we're going up against the Raptors in round number 1. Dylan Harper versus Ace Bailey is pretty cool. Dennis Schroeder technically versus his former team. Same with Marvin Bagley. Who knows? Maybe we can pull off an upset and we win game 1 by 10. Like, I'm not terrified of the Raptors. If it was like the Cavs or maybe like the Pistons or the Hornets at this point, I'd be a little bit scared. But this was a great game for Bilal. And yeah, 18 points for Derek White, 20 rebounds for Alex Sarr. Game number 2, we win this one. Yeah, we won game 1 by 10, and Harper and Keyshawn George shot horribly. Dylan Harper's 6 turnovers was like horrible, and then we ended up winning by 16 in game number 2 with Bilal going 6 of 21. Oh my god, man, our defense must be really good because we did not shoot the ball well whatsoever. 41% from the field. Boozer and Sarr combined 9 of 30. That's our front court, and we take game 3. Oh my god. We're actually going to pull off, I think, an 8-1 upset. We have not been shooting the ball well whatsoever, but we're up 3-0, and we just swept Toronto. We went 118-109 with this team. I don't know how. We're an 8 seed, and we just swept the 1 seed with like 41% from the field for Bilal, 42% for Boozer, 40% for George, 34 for Sarr, 36 for Carrington. I guess this Derek White pickup did win us a playoff series. He was unreal. But now we're taking on Detroit in round number 2. They have the same starting 5 as you'd probably expect. They have Time Lord off the bench and Marcus Smart, so a revenge series for him. I do feel like we could beat them. We do lose game 1, though. We scored 77 points. Yeah, Our offensive inefficiencies are now catching up to us. We do go down 2-0. We lose 116-120. Bilal and Harper had a great game offensively, but the defense did not do its job in this one, and we go down 3-0. 111-110. Damn. All right, are we going to get swept? No, we at least aren't going to get swept, but probably going to get gentlemen swept. I'll take that result. Okay, we're coming back. Can we force a game 7? That'd be kind of insane. Oh my God. We were down 3-0. And now we're going to a game 7 against Detroit as an 8 seed. This is insane. If we come back down 3-0, win 4 in a row, including game 7 on the road, this could be a team of destiny. I don't know. We're down by 6. I don't think we're going to crack 100 points. It's going to be close. We're down by 7 with 47 seconds left. We are unfortunately going to lose this game 103-95. Damn. You know what? This team going to game 7 of round number 2, especially when we were down 3-0. I'll take that season any day of the week. Cleveland and Detroit in the conference finals, Golden State and Minnesota, and it's going to be Luka versus Donovan Mitchell in the NBA finals. And the Warriors, just like in a couple times during the 2010s, beat the Cavs in the finals. But this one was in 7 games as Luka gets finals MVP. There goes KD. He retires on the Kings. He obviously goes to the Hall of Fame and gets his jersey retired by the Thunder. So we will not have a first round pick here in the 2027 draft. I do have to give it to the Knicks. Also, a little bit of an issue. I think I own too many second round picks. I own 7 of them right now. So we're going to try to consolidate these. I'm going to try to move 4 second round picks for pick 36, and the Sixers agree to that. So I have 31, 33, 36, and 37. And I want to see if I can move all 4 of those top 40 picks for pick 22 to the Blazers, and they agree to that. So we end up getting a first round pick out of all those seconds. All right, we're going to make this trade with the San Antonio Spurs. I'm giving them Terrence Mann's expiring, Tristan Da Silva, who was a throw-in basically in that Derek White trade, and a second round pick for a swap vest with Boston in 2028 from San Antonio. And we're getting Isaiah Jackson, who's going to be an upgrade over Tristan Vukcevic, and is going to be the best backup center we have had on this team behind Alex Sarr so far. So the number 1 overall pick was Jay Sean Marshall. Doesn't look the greatest out of Colorado. It looks like they passed on the better player, Noel Bowen, who ended up going to the Thunder. We took Oscar Isley here, who is 19 years old, out of Kansas. He's a forward. Bunch of team options we are going to pick up. I'm debating Dennis Schroeder. I think I'm going to, I don't know. I'm debating declining that, but $15 million could be a good trade asset. So you know what? We're going to pick it up. Zeke Naji is going to opt into his $7.4 million player option. Vukcevic and Bilal are going to get the qualifying offers. We are going to be paying Bilal a lot of money. Somehow Brook Lopez is yet to retire, which is kind of insane. And Bilal gets a deal from the Grizzlies, 4 years, 143. I think I offered him 5 for like 137. So definitely a better deal for him. I don't know if that means it has a player option on the final year, but we are going to match that deal, obviously. As Giannis goes to the Kings to replace Kevin Durant. So the Kings have signed KD and Giannis in this video. So Boozer goes up, Sarr goes up. That is such a good front court. Dylan Harper is going up. Derek White starts to regress a little bit. He is going to be a free agent at the end of the year, so we're going to hope to get a contract extension done with him. It's going to be the last big deal of his career. All right, so this is going to be the rotation. Dylan Harper, Derek White, Koulibaly, Boozer, and Alex Sarr with a bench unit of Carrington, George, Schroeder, and Isaiah Jackson. At the end of the year, though, Carrington, George, and Sarr are all going to be free agents. And I want to lock up Derek White as well, but I don't know if I want to give him that much. I may wait to see if that price goes down throughout the course of the year. We could ink up Carrington now 3 years for about $50 million. You know what? I'm going to take advantage of that. We start off the year against the Lakers and we win 127-117. Great start to the year from Bilal and Cameron Boozer. All right, I'm going to make this one trade at the deadline. We're basically trading expiring contracts for expiring contracts. I'm going to be moving Zeke Naji and Dennis Schroeder for Andrew Nembhard and Jalen Noel from the Indiana Pacers. So we're going to agree to that. We are 32-17 at the deadline. We currently have the 4th best record in the Eastern Conference, as the Pacers already kind of had their starting shooting guard, Ben Seraph, and they were looking to give him those minutes. So they're getting a veteran backup point guard in Schroeder. And also just looking where we are offensively in the East. Currently, offensively, we are 9th. Defensively, we are 3rd. And yeah, we do have a couple former Pacers on the team now with Andrew Nembhard and Isaiah Jackson. And I wonder if Nembhard becomes somewhat cheaper than Keyshawn George at the end of the year. And I'm going to lock up Andrew Nembhard on a 3-year extension worth about $48 to $50 million, similar to what Bub Carrington just got. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander wins MVP. Elson Harrington is your Rookie of the Year. Amen Thompson wins 6th man. Wemby Depoy, most improved is Boogie Flan. De'Aaron Fox, Clutch Player of the Year, the 2nd of his career in Phoenix. We do see Ace Bailey, who we passed up on All-NBA first team. There's AJ DeBanza on All-NBA second team. But we do get 2 players on All-NBA third team. Dylan Harper in year number 3 and Cameron Boozer in year number 2. We have one of the best front courts in the league because Alex Sarr is also a top 5 defender in the league. Problem is, though, he has not been a great offensive player, at least with his efficiency for somebody of his size. But Cameron Boozer, man, top 15 player in the league, top 10 defender. This guy is unreal. And that helped lead us to a 1 seed in the Eastern Conference. Wow, I want to see what the point differential is now. Yeah, 4.8. So we didn't really get closer to those guys. Wow, that's a little scary. I think it's because our offense hasn't been performing as some of those other offenses in the East. We do have 3 19-plus point per game scores, with Bilal shooting 37 from 3. Dylan Harper was incredible for us this season. And for the playoffs, I think I'm going to lower some of these minutes off the bench. It's going to be 23 to Carrington, 17 to Nembhard, 15 to George, and 10 to Isaiah Jackson. I think I'm going to stick with 34 to Sarr. I want to go 35 to Cameron Boozer. I got about 6 more minutes. I'm going to go 33 to White, 36 to Harper, 36 to Boozer, and Coulibaly. We're taking on the Chicago Bulls in round number 1. They do have Kobe White. I mean, Josh Giddey, Derek Queen, Pat Will. We should definitely beat this team. Game 1 goes to the Washington Wizards. We blow them out. That's what I'm talking about. Let's make like quick work of the Bulls. We do win game 2. We do win game 3, and we sweep them, as we should. I feel like we were much better than them on paper. And Alex Sarr was our number 2 scorer in this series. He shot 45% from the field. Bub Carrington was actually the leading scorer off the bench, in 24 minutes. So what would Bub's per 36 have been in the playoffs? He averaged 19.8. It would have been 29.6. That's crazy. So we're taking on the Pacers. So it's Andrew Nembhard versus former team. Maybe they didn't want to give him an extension. And Dennis Schroeder is taking on his former team. And he was very solid for them in round number 1 when they beat Atlanta in 6. Also, 3-seeded Raptors losing in round 1 as they lost as the 1 seed last year, and the Cavs lost in round 1 as well. Game number 1 against Indiana goes to the Wizards, 130-118. Cameron Boozer is here. Game number 2 is going to go to the Wizards. We have yet to lose in the playoffs. We win 108-101. What a fourth quarter comeback from the Wizards. Game number 3 goes to Washington. We are 7-0 to start things off. Bilal drops 29. Boozer 26, 13, and 7. And we just swept the Pacers. We win 124-102. Bilal with 29 points, and we're taking on the 7th-seeded Wizards here in the conference finals. I mean, they're the 7th seed. What are the odds we sweep them and we go 12-0 in the East? Minnesota and Sacramento over here. I mean, Minnesota's really good. They've won a finals already. Sacramento does have Sabonis and Giannis in that front court. Game number 1 against Detroit. They haven't really changed too much to their team. They have a lot of OGs there. Kel'el Ware is also in Detroit. And I'm saying, yeah, we're going to sweep them. We end up losing game 1 by 1 point. So there goes our undefeated record in the playoffs. We are now 8-1. Make that 9-1 after we beat them. Bilal had 39 points. He has been insane. The Pistons beat us last year, so we're trying to get revenge. We do lose game 3, though, by 17. K drops 47 on us. Damn. Game number 4 is going to go to the Wizards. We win 128-106. Huge game 5 here. And it goes to the Wizards. We win 131-104. Dylan Harper with 41 points. Sarr with 5 blocks. Boozer with 4. Game 6 is going to be on the road in Detroit. Can we beat them in advance to the 2028 NBA Finals? Or the second straight year, are we going to a Game 7 against Detroit? And it is going to be the latter. They blow us out. So Game 7 in DC, the biggest game in DC in quite some time. Here we go, game 7. Oh, we don't get off to a great start. We're down by 9. Come on, don't have a poor second quarter. All right, it could have been a lot worse. We had a strong ending. All right, we're only down by 6. We're only down by 6. That is so doable, and we just, they go on a run. We're down by 18 now. Oh my God. Down by 15. We're going to lose game 7. Damn. We were up 3 games to 2. Harper and Boozer did their part. Bilal 5 of 16. Sarr 3 of 14. 2 of 10 from 3. Cade Cunningham had 49 points in game 7. And they win. They're going to take on the Timberwolves, but they ended up losing in 6. George, DeRozan, Tobias, Vucevic, Middleton, Kawhi. Wow, loaded Hall of Fame class here. George and Leonard head to the Hall of Fame, 2 former Clippers. And we do have the 20th pick via the Portland Trailblazers. Brian Keefe is a free agent. I'm going to see if I would get like Steve Kerr or Joe Maz. I offered a bunch of head coach positions, so we have 6 offers outstanding. Wow, we got all of them besides Steve Kerr. So I could sign Maz, I could sign JJ Redick, I could sign Brian Keefe back for Jakovic or Budenholzer. You know what? It may sound crazy, but I want Brian Keefe back. Yeah, I want to win with him. Oh my God, I completely missed it. We have the 6th overall pick from the Celtics. Is that from the Derek White trade? What a bad trade that was for Boston. I just got offered this Embiid for pick 6 and Oscar Isley. I just don't need Embiid. I have Boozer and Sarr. That's a crazy offer, though. All right, so Jay-Sean Bridges was clearly the 1.1. He looks really good going to Memphis out of West Virginia. We did sign or draft Kirk Boeheim as center, 6'9", could also be a power forward with the 6th pick. Gerald Thompson with the 20th pick. Vince Roberts and Roman Colomac in the 2nd round. We are going to pick up all these team options, and Derek White actually opts into his player option, which is fine by me. So George and Sarr are going to get the qualifying offers. Let's see how much George is asking for. He's asking for $16 million. That's not too bad. And we are going to, I think, have to renounce the rights on Tristan Vukcevic, sadly. George gets a deal from the Hawks. He gets 3 years, 44. You know what? I'm going to match that. Why not? I know we did trade for Andrew Nembhard, but I can afford that right now, at least. And 5 years, 213 for Alex Sarr is kind of crazy, but he's still just 23 years old. And if we can win a title this year, let's bring in OG Washington Wizard Bradley Beal, one of the best players in franchise history. He probably won't play for us, but it would be nice to get him a ring off the bench. I think that's pretty cool. Also, Jordan Poole was solid on the Clippers, and then he just finished his contract with the Hawks. And Derek White regresses a little bit, so there's a chance we could start somebody else throughout the year, but we'll see. And we do have to release our second round picks because we are over the roster limit. All right, so this is going to be the starting five throughout the year with the Carrington, Nembhard, George, Mbako, and Isaiah Jackson bench. If Mbako does not play well, he will not be on the team for the playoffs. I think this trade is worth it. At the deadline, we are one of the best teams in the NBA, but I'm going to leverage Derek White's expiring, Mackenzie Mbako, who has been better this year, a first from the Grizzlies this year for LaMelo Ball's expiring contract. But a LaMelo Ball, Dylan Harper backcourt sounds unreal for the playoffs. Yeah, we were unreal this year. I'm hoping Derek White wasn't like the main reason. I mean, he's a lot older, so I don't think he is. And nothing's really going to change. It's just we're going to get LaMelo Ball there as the starting point guard, who is now not even our highest rated player because that is Cameron Boozer. Or excuse me, it's actually Dylan Harper. Yeah, Harper and LaMelo could be insane together. System proficiency is 4.5 stars. So Wemby wins MVP. Jay Bridges is your rookie of the year. He was the #1 overall pick in 2028. Adema Ball is your 6th man of the year. Shout out to him at Santa Clara. And Brian Keefe did get coach of the year as we went 65-17. Cameron Boozer on All-NBA first team in year number 3. Do we get any other Wizards on an All-NBA team? We do not. And yeah, Nolan Troyer has replaced LaMelo just fine there in Charlotte. Now that LaMelo was traded a couple years ago. Sarr on All-Defensive first team. Boozer on All-Defensive second team. And we're taking on the Chicago Bulls in the playoffs. We finished the year with our leading scorer being Bilal Coulibaly. And we go 65-17. We had a 16.2 point differential. If we don't win it all this year, I mean, like, we're so young, and I feel like we're going to get better, but we're going to have like a starting five of all 90s. Like, George and Nembhard were just really good this year in their roles specifically. So I don't really think I'm going to make any adjustments to the playoffs. I know 35 minutes may be kind of low for some of these guys, but I don't really know what else to do unless I went like 20 to Carrington, 15 to Nembhard, and I go like 36 to Harper, 36 to Bilal, 36 to Boozer. And we should honestly sweep the Chicago Bulls in round number 1. We do just that. So we're going to be taking on LaMelo's old team 2 teams ago in the Charlotte Hornets as Cameron Boozer was unreal in round number 1. Yeah, Nolan and Brandon Miller in that backcourt. You have DeBanza, Salon, there's Mark Williams, Nick Smith Jr., Giddey, Buffkin are all there. We should beat them, and we sweep them. We're in the conference finals. Bilal averaged 24 points in that series, so we're taking on Cleveland here. Wallace, Mitchell, man, revenge series. Siakam and Miles Turner with Allen off the bench. Okay, that's a different Cavs team. They no longer have Garland, but we should beat them. We split the first 2. We're up 2-1. We're up 3-1. Don't blow a 3-1 lead, and we win in 5. And for the first time in franchise history, no, not franchise history, but in a while, we are in the NBA Finals. Cameron Boozer is your conference finals MVP. The last time they were in the NBA Finals, 1978. That is insane that you haven't been to an NBA Finals since 1978. Wow. 46 years. I mean, this would be like 50 years at this point, which is kind of insane. We do lose game 1 to the Thunder. Don't do this to me. I mean, they have a good team. They still have Chet, Shea. They don't have J-Dub, but they have Cat, Connect. All right. They have a really good team. Really good bench, too. They win game 1. Thankfully, we win game 2. We held them to 18 points in the 4th quarter. Game 3 goes to the Thunder. Oh, my God. We're down 3-1. Ian Jackson dropped 37. Game 4, we lose 3-1. Or we're down 3-1. We lose by 14. Damn, are they really just the juggernaut? Okay, they beat us in 5, and Shea is your finals MVP. So, unfortunately, Bradley Beal is going to retire without a ring. Dennis Schroeder, Wizards legend, also retires. He's been on a bunch of different teams since Washington. Marcus Smart, Wizards legend. Malcolm Brogdon, Wizards legend. Same with Kyle Kuzma, all retiring. Damian Lillard heads to the Hall of Fame, and he gets his jersey retired by the Blazers. As the Nets get the 3rd, the 4th, and the 6th overall picks in this year's draft. And Aaron Conley was the #1 overall pick out of Oregon State. He's going to the Phoenix Suns. We ended up getting Kent Milton at 29 and Byron Pierce in the 2nd round, picking up the team options on Isley and Boozer. Hopefully, it's not an issue to bring back LaMelo Ball. We're going to give the qualifying offers to Byron Marion. Sure, we're going to give it to him and Bradshaw and obviously Dylan Harper. So let's see here. Please tell me I have bird rights on LaMelo Ball. I should. Boom, there we go. He's got 1 offer out there. Let's give him a 5-year max. Dylan Harper's going to get a deal from the Hawks, 4 years, 171. All right, yeah, this team is too expensive to last after this year, so we need to win a title right now. Isaiah Jackson's going to come back on a 2-year deal. Aaron Bradshaw would maybe come back on the qualifying offer, but that is it. Did anybody switch up at the top? Jason Tatum stays with the Celtics, same with Luka. Yeah, nothing too crazy so far. And we didn't get Aaron Bradshaw back, but we did get Byron Marion, which is fine because we do have Isaiah Jackson as the backup center. This team really should be able to win it all. It is unreal. We're going to have 5 90 overalls at the end of the year. So Shai Gilgeous-Alexander wins MVP. The number 2 overall pick, Omer, gets Rookie of the Year for the Pacers. Dink Pate, 6th Man of the Year. Wemby Depoy, Most Improved. Former Wizard Mackenzie Mbako breaks out now that he has a much larger opportunity. Brian Keefe, back-to-back Coach of the Year awards, which means we are the 1 seed in the Eastern Conference. We're taking on Boston in round number 1. We no longer have Derek White, but Derek White did help us out a ton. They still have Brown, Tatum, and KP. We had a deeper rotation this year just to get some guys involved, but we are going to turn it up a notch for the playoffs. So it's going to be LaMelo, Harper, Bilal, and Koulibaly playing 36, Bilal and Boozer all playing 36 plus minutes. Then it's Sar at the center spot playing 32, and then you have Bub, Keyshawn, Nembhard, and Isaiah Jackson off the bench. We're not 5-star balance just yet, unfortunately. We should beat this team, and we've dominated most round ones. This one was not a sweep though, which definitely scares me. So we're taking on the Charlotte Hornets in the next round. It's just a nasty 1-2-3. They could definitely beat us, and I'm a little scared they will, but no, we end up winning in 5. But I do notice OKC's over there in the Western Conference Final. Shout out to Chicago, developing Cam Christie. It's a kind of a star in this league, but we should also beat them, and we sweep them. So here we are, a rematch against the OKC Thunder from last year. They dominated us last year in the finals. But Cam Boozer is playing like arguably the best player in the NBA. Maybe not, but one of the best. As we win game 1 by 26. All right, he heard me and he was like, no, I am the best player. I'm going to drop 42, 13, 8, and 9 blocks. He almost had a quadruple double in this game. We do end up winning game number 2, 35 for Boozer, 22 for LaMelo, 16, 11, and 6 for Alex Sar. Game number 3 does go to the OKC Thunder, 119, 105. All right, Sar and Boozer combined 13 of 40 from the field. Not good. We do end up winning game number 4. Bilal with 28, Boozer with 26. Are we going to win the finals in 5? We don't have the greatest first half in the world, but not the worst. All right, we do have a strong third quarter. Here we are in the 4th quarter. We're up by 3, up by 1 with 97 seconds left. All right, here we go. Can I clutch this up, or am I going to choke it per usual? Shai, I hate guarding Shai in 2K. He always makes me look so silly. Exhibit A. Why is Andrew Nembhard in a power forward? What is this rotation? Is Boozer? I don't know. I don't think he fouled out. All right, LaMelo guarded by Shai. Probably not the matchup we want whatsoever. Bub. Oh, man, that's a nice closeout. That was a stupid shot. And we have Dylan Harper guarding like Jaden Quintons, who's like 6 inches bigger than him. LaMelo, okay, good defense. If Shai hits that, there's nothing I can do. Wow, he almost hit that. Sar, dribble the ball up. Find Dylan Harper. LaMelo ball in the corner. Can we get him in the air? Yes, we can. Easy dunk for LaMelo ball, right? There we go. We take the lead. We only have 1 timeout left, so I don't want to use it. They're trying to get the ball to Shai here. We're here. Okay. Sar guarding Chet. Oh my God, we get the steal. Let's go. They're not going to foul LaMelo. Does he have a lane? Can he get inside LaMelo with the spin move? And he got Shai in the air. Left hand LaMelo's good. Puts us up by 3 with 25 seconds left. I know I could have wasted time there, but we got a great shot off. All right, Dylan Harper's guarding Ian Jackson. Let's play some good defense here. They're going to go to Shai in the post, which is fine with me. I like LaMelo ball here. Shai, no good. Get the ball out of Sar's hands. LaMelo, going to get some free throws. I think we're going to win it on our home floor. Shai's going to get a great look for 3. He's probably going to knock that down. Nope, he missed it. And the Washington Wizards are going to win the NBA Finals. It took a minute, but we were able to get it done. Man, I thought we should have won it last year, but we dominate the Thunder this year like they dominated us last year. LaMelo Ball, Dylan Harper, Bilal Koulibaly, Cam Boozer, Alex Sar is a nasty starting 5 to win it all with. Ed and Bub Carrington, Keyshawn George, Andrew Nembhard, and Isaiah Jackson off the bench. That's a really good team. Yeah, I forgot they had Karl-Anthony Towns. Like, that team is stacked once again, and we were able to dominate them in the finals. And there we go. Bilal Koulibaly holding up the NBA title trophies. He's technically the longest tenured Wizard because we do have 4 OG Wizards, but he's the only guy from the 2023 draft class. And then you have Bub, Keyshawn, and Sar from the 2024 draft class as Cam Boozer is your finals MVP. And yeah, Cameron Boozer, who averaged 20.5 points, 10 rebounds, and 6 assists on 50, 40, 90 splits, is definitely deserving of your finals MVP award. This team is stacked. So I hope you guys did enjoy the Washington Wizards rebuild. If you did, I'd appreciate you dropping a thumbs up. Like always, let me know in the comments which team we should rebuild next, and I'll catch y'all on the next one. Peace.